A single prisoner altered the fate of hundreds, but he paid a high price for it. Now it is I who brings him back from there. He is weak and has forgotten much, but he is alive. When the God of Darkness sends his henchmen out to search, holy places have awakened, and their wrath makes the earth tremble.
Surrender while you can. There is no escape for you.
The ornament has been put back together.
It's too late for you anyway. Raven is opening the temple right now. Ha ha ha! Die, bastard!
Succeeded.
Folks always make big fence and home camp for war. Fence good for war.
Who are you?
My name is Pandador, and you would be well advised if you crawl back under the rock from whence you came.
I order you to answer my questions.
Ask away then. Your knowledge will not help you. I simply cannot believe that there are truly still people who will forfeit their lives merely to see a dragon in the flesh. Yet another presumptuous mite who dared to climb my rock. You little humans, so brave and yet so fragile.
Kraknar! Master say you paladin now. Master right. Master always right.
Okay, just try it.
Ooh, I can't wait.
He should have known better. That's totally obvious. Same old thing.
Well, I'm ready. I'll see you at the ship.
Stay, human. All of my senses tell me that the murderer of my own flesh and blood stands before me.
Kadar. Open.
So now you've managed to find me. I've waited all too long for your arrival.
And the humans slew the beast, and it entered into Beliar's realm.
Zardos! What exactly happened in the Temple of Irdarath? Wait a minute. All the crates still there?
You bastard! You were supposed to guard my crates. Now something's missing. And pay better attention tonight when I'm gone. Understand?
I can't believe it. The things I could tell you. I've got no time.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Don't say.
Only Immerse decides what's right or wrong. I couldn't get away with
That's
that.
really not my problem.
It was just like you said.
I've got no time for things like that. The things I could tell
If he
you.
doesn't see that, I can't help him.
His deeds were
It
just.
was unfair punishment. That was no big deal.
Bad business.
You should have known that. It was just like you said.
You didn't get that from me.
I don't want to hear that.
So why won't they listen to me? I already thought as much.
Watch out.
You didn't get that from me.
That's the first I've heard of it.
That might had to happen sooner or later. The things I could tell
Justice will prevail. That was obvious all along.
Don't say.
you can't rely on that. I've got no time for things like that.
Wait a minute.
That was obvious all along.
What are you doing there?
Well,
Care less. Used to say that myself.
it's none of your business.
He would have never
Get lost.
Martin will be so happy when I tell him who's been rummaging through his belongings while he's gone.
You do whatever you want. I'll be on my way then, little man.
He would have never thought of that himself. He didn't know that.
I don't know why he gets so
Half the
worked
virtue
up.
should really have known better. That will never change.
I can't believe it.
You didn't get that from me.
Someone's got to do the work.
I already thought as much.
Some problems solve themselves.
It's been known a long time.
Do you really think?
I don't believe this is going to change.
You have to feel sorry for the poor.
Hey, you, come over here.
That's from my opinion.
I've got something for you. There's a fellow here who insisted on talking to you. Since you weren't here, he told me to give you a message. He wants to meet you behind Halver's fish shop. This piece of information is free, but that's an exception, kid. Anything beyond that will cost you.
What did the guy look like?
I could tell you that, but you need to pay for it, my friend.
I need information. What did the guy look like?
Well, rather tall, dark-skinned, and strong. but no uniform. Somehow menacing.
And his face?
His face? When he looked at me, I was glad that it wasn't me he had come for. There was something scary in his eyes. Anyway, I think you should go see him. This is bound to be interesting.
Yeah, the question is, for whom?
First I've heard. I don't want to hear that. I agree with you completely. You already know what I think. I don't believe this is gonna. Let's wait and see what happens. I knew that would be a problem. He should have known that. He listened to the wrong people. You have to feel sorry. It was just like you said.
Hey,
Finally, I've been waiting for you, stranger.
who are you? And what do you want from me?
That isn't important. What is important is what you've done. You have remained loyal even if you weren't aware of it. Some benefactors have become aware of your loyalty, and they are offering you a chance, so use it.
Hey, just tell me why you're here.
I have a gift for you. Everything else is up to you, stranger.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I'm called Attila, but is my name important? Our names are meaningless. You should know that best, stranger. My task is done, but who knows? Perhaps our paths will cross again.
Yes, enlightens all those who recognize his wisdom.
Better to watch out.
No idea. You tell me.
It can't go on like this forever.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
You can't rely on that.
I don't believe this is going to change.
It was his decision, wasn't
I caught the thief. It's Rangar who is poking through your stocks.
Well, finally. At least now I know I have to keep an eye on. The bastard. There'll be one heck of a dust-up if I catch him at it. I've always wondered why none of the paladins saw anything.
And? Why?
It's obvious. The idiots can't tell those of us in the militia apart from one another. To them, we all look alike. That was good work, mate. If I can do anything for you, just say the word.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
That's been known a long time.
it? The path of virtue is long and broad. I used
Got
to say
my
that
own opinion
myself.
about that. He should have known that.
To believe these days.
I don't believe that. He simply talks too much.
Some problems solve themselves. That's exactly what I said.
Nothing there. Nothing there.
The Honorable Lord Andre is commanded to punish every crime or act of resistance against the King's guards most severely. Every inhabitant of Corinus who is guilty of a crime is to report immediately to Lord Andre.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Hey, what are you doing down here? There's nothing here for you. So, out with it. What are you doing here?
Attila gave me a key. That's why I'm here. So what do you want of me?
Wouldn't you like to know? Keep your cool. Go see Cassia. You're expected.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. By reason of the imminent danger of an attack by orcs, each inhabitant of the city is to prepare himself accordingly. Everyone is to begin training in...
Hey, you!
I see you received our gift. I'm Cassia.
All right, Cassia. So tell me why I'm here.
You caught our attention by winning the trust of some of our friends, and we want to offer you a chance. You can join us.
Tell me about your organization.
People in town are pretty nervous about us, but nobody knows our hideout. The handful of people who even know that the sewers exist believe that they are locked and not accessible to anyone. As long as they don't find us, we can work in peace.
What do you know about the missing people?
Why would that interest you?
I want to find out what happened to them.
When you emerge from the sewers, swim down along the coast to the right for a while. You're bound to find your answers there.
What's in it for me if I join you?
You can learn special abilities from us. Abilities that will allow you to live in luxury.
But I wouldn't have to hide out down here, would I?
No. You only have to stick to our rules. That's all.
What are your rules?
The first rule is, you don't breathe a word about us to anyone, ever. Second, don't get caught. Third, if you draw your weapon down here to attack someone, we'll kill you. And the fourth and last rule is, those who want to join us have to prove themselves.
What happens if I get caught?
Just don't get caught, okay?
How am I supposed to prove myself?
Now, will you join us or not?
What can I learn from you?
Jesper is the master of stealth. He will show you how to move without making a sound. Ramirez is an exceptionally gifted burglar. No lock can withstand his picks. And I can teach you how to be a pickpocket. I'm also going to help you become more dexterous, for dexterity is the key to your abilities.
And what if I don't want to join you?
You're missing a one-time chance, but you can go. And don't even think about betraying us. You would bitterly regret that.
Okay, I'm in.
You've made a wise decision. If you succeed in proving yourself, you may join our ranks. If you would like to learn the thieves' abilities first, feel free. You're going to need them.
How am I supposed to prove myself?
That stubborn old alchemist, Constantino, has a beautiful ring, but he doesn't really need it. I want to see it adorn my hand.
Hey!
So you're in. Well, I wish you success then, and be careful, whatever you do. Oh, and one more thing. I don't care who you are up there, and with whom you work. Here below, you're only one of us, a thief. No more, and no less.
Can you teach me something?
I can't teach you anything. You already know everything about picking locks. Now you only need to improve your dexterity. Listen, you can't be serious, can you? You're bagging our gold. You're trying to steal from us.
Don't get all worked up over a couple of coins. I mean, this bit of stuff here, is that all of your booty? That's all the Thieves Guild of Corinus has to offer?
Who says our booty is stored down here?
I couldn't quite believe that either. So where did you hide your treasures?
In a very safe place.
I see.
All right, you can keep the gold, but I'll keep an eye on you, so don't overdo it.
Everybody knows by now. Really? How interesting. These are
Hey! Wait a minute. I've got the orc weapon you wanted.
Show me. It's been a while since I've had a weapon like this in my hands. I was a soldier back in the Orc War. Those were tough times, I can tell you. I didn't think you could do it. I'm impressed.
Can I sign on as an apprentice with a different master?
You're a good man. Hakon told me how you handled the bandits. I'll give you my approval. Brian will still be here for a while, and a strong lad to take his place will turn up in time.
When can I start as your apprentice?
We can really use a man around here who can beat an orc. Moreover, Hakon told me how you settled the business with the bandits. As far as I'm concerned, you can start here right away. As for the other masters, Thorben has given you his blessing. Bosper tried to talk me out of it. He wants you as an apprentice for himself. He asked me to at least give him the opportunity to interest you in his profession. Take a look at it. You can always decide afterwards. Unless you don't want his vote, that is. As usual, Constantino doesn't care about anything. He said that as far as he's concerned, you can start wherever you like. And Matteo says you brought him back his gold. Seems to me you're an honorable young man. That means you have the approval of 4 masters. That's enough to be accepted as an apprentice. Are you ready to start your apprenticeship with me?
Good.
Take your time. Brian will still be here.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Will I get...
Work at, you know, if...
He doesn't see that.
I think this bow belongs to you.
My bow? Where did you find it?
In a dark hole full of rats.
I hope you didn't get into trouble.
No, I've done this kind of thing before.
Thank you anyway. I owe you for this.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
About the wolfskins, I've got them. Here.
Great. I knew you would be suitable for this job. Here's the pay I promised you. And what do you think? Isn't this better work than banging away at swords all day or filling little bottles in a dusty chamber?
Will it ever change?
Show me.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
That's been known a long time.
Don't say you didn't know that.
That's really not my problem.
That's the first I've heard of it.
That doesn't surprise me.
And so he set himself between his brothers in order to reconcile their dispute.
Show me your...
There, where Adanos stood, was a place in which Enos and Beliar had no power.
Valentino was unable to pay his bar tab last night. He was blathering something about having been robbed and paying me later. Really?
And what did you do?
Well, I gave him a good thrashing. What else?
And there arose all creatures, trees as well as animals, wolves as well as sheep, and last of
Here,
all,
take this ring.
What?
the human.
I don't understand.
It used to belong to Valentino. You're welcome to pass it on to the next person who tans his hide. I've got your silver.
Really? Here, take this as a reward. A very special beer. This is my last keg.
Became his subject.
Show me your...
Beliar gave unto it a portion of his divine power, so that it might destroy the land. But Enos beheld what Beliar had done, and he also bestrode the land and
Hey.
chose the human. And Enos spoke to him, and the human became his subject. And Enos gave unto him a portion of his divine power, so that he might undo the work of Beliar. And Beliar spoke to another creature, but Adanos brought forth the tide, and the creature was washed from the face of the earth. But with it, the trees and animals were also washed away, and a deep sadness overcame. And thus spake Adanos to his brothers, never again shall ye walk upon my land, for it is sacred, and so shall it be. But the human and the beast waged war upon the land of Adanos, gods was with them.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus, by the explicit...
Hey! Let's begin. About the Thieves Guild.
Yes?
I'm working on it.
Good.
About...
Just leave me...
I've come...
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus, by the explicit order of the honorable...
Hey, you! I've got Constantino's ring.
Congratulations. You passed your initiation test. Now you're truly one of us. Take this key. It opens the door to the hotel. Then you won't have to swim every time. Furthermore, you should know that we have a secret sign, a particular nod. Exactly. When you talk to the right people and make this sign, they'll know you're one of us.
So where are you hiding your loot?
Come on, you didn't really think I would tell you that. You'll have enough opportunity to get your hands on some loot of your own. Remember, those who are too greedy end up with nothing.
Have you got a job for me?
Yes, there is a matching set of chalices. 6 of them. King Robar once captured them during a campaign, but he sacrificed many men so he could get them. That's why they're called the blood chalices. Each of the chalices by itself is not all that valuable, but the 6 of them all together are worth a tidy sum.
Where are these chalices?
They're here in town. They belong to the rich merchants in the upper quarter. Bring them to me. In the meantime, I'll try to find a buyer for them.
What's in it for me?
Either half the profit, or you get to pick a special item from my booty.
Hey, you!
Well, well, you know the sign. I'm impressed.
Where is it worth the trouble to break in?
In the upper quarter of town, of course. But if you want to break into somewhere up there, wait until night. Everyone's asleep then, except for the city guards. They patrol at night. I know one of them. Wombo. He's the only one interested in gold. He's expensive, But once you've paid him, you don't have to worry anymore.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Martial law is immediately declared in all cities and regions
Look
of the
at you.
realm.
Where do you come from, huh?
I
I know. You don't have to tell me. I know everything. Just don't even think of stealing anything here, got it? We can't afford drawing attention to the hotel.
Most severely. Every inhabitant of Corinus who is guilty of a crime is to report immediately to Lord Andre.
That was obvious all along. I agree with you completely. Do you really believe that?
He can't keep anything to himself.
Nobody will go on like this forever.
Go
You
away,
really should
don't
have
tell me
known
that.
better.
Don't say you didn't know that.
Someone's got to do the work.
You've got no business. You've got no business being here. Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
He said, get that from me.
You've got no business being here. You've got no business being here. Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
Wait a minute.
That's typical, isn't it?
I don't look like this is gonna change.
When can I start as your apprentice?
We can really use a man around here who can beat an orc. Moreover, Hakon told me how you settled the business with the bandits. Good man. As far as I'm concerned, you can start here right away. As for the other masters, Thorben has given you his blessing. Bossbird tried to talk me out of it. He wants you as an apprentice for himself. I had a brief but intense discussion with him on this matter. In the end, he agreed. As usual, Constantino doesn't care about anything. He said that as far as he's concerned, you can start wherever you like. And Matteo says you brought him back his gold. Seems to me you're an honorable young man. That means you have the approval of all the masters. Are you ready to start your apprenticeship with me?
I'm in.
Good. I'll teach you how to forge a decent sword.
I can already do that.
Well, all the better.
You didn't get that from me.
What are my tasks as an apprentice?
3 guesses.
Forge, and forge?
You aren't as dumb as you look. I pay per blade. If you don't work, there's no money. It's that simple. Furthermore, I'll teach you everything you need to know to make a plain sword. Making magic blades is only something for experienced smiths, and you're a long way from that. If you need a place to sleep, you can bunk down somewhere in my house. Everything clear so far?
That's not what I heard.
I want to be...
Come back.
You don't say.
Then make some.
That's the first I've heard of it.
I don't believe that.
So why won't they listen to me?
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Don't say Don't say you didn't know that.
What with? Wait a minute.
There you are again.
I want to sell the weapons I forged.
Good. Give it here. Fine. And here's your pay.
Teach me how to forge a decent sword.
It's quite simple, boy. Get a piece of raw steel and hold it in the fire until it glows. Then you pound the blade into shape on the anvil. It's quite simple, boy. Then you... Then...
That's all just gossip.
I knew that would be a problem.
Halt! Only the citizens of the town and the king's troops can get into the upper end of the town.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
I'm a respected citizen of Corinus. Let me pass.
Whatever prompted the masters of Corinus to let you sign on as an apprentice, I don't want to know about it. You may enter, but behave yourself. Otherwise, you'll have the worst trouble in your life.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Ah, you again. So, you actually managed to get into the upper quarter. There are some things you must heed here. Otherwise, you will wind up outside as fast as you got in here. You're only allowed to enter the merchants' buildings. You can recognize them by the signs over the door. Just so there are no misunderstandings. The other buildings belong to important citizens. There is nothing there for you. The important citizens of this town live in this quarter. So treat them with respect. Do we understand each other?
Sure. Where can I find Lord Hagen?
He's in the town hall, at the end of the upper quarter. But you will not be admitted there without a good reason.
Has anything exciting happened lately?
Yes, that they let someone like you in here. Such a thing hasn't happened in ages.
What do you want here? Go! Smart kid.
Creatures, trees as well as animals, wolves as well as sheep.
Welcome, traveler. Looking for a fine potion? I have a large selection and reasonable prices. And my
Show me your ware.
It can't go on like this forever.
He wants to know. I'm staying out of it.
My name is Ludero. I buy and sell all kinds of things.
What wares do you have to offer?
Well, especially rare and unusual things. So far, I've always managed to fulfill my customers' wishes.
Show me your wares.
So sure.
Had to happen sooner or later.
That's the first I've heard.
It's no secret.
And Beliar spoke to another creature.
What are you doing here?
I make sure that nobody enters the houses. Explicit order from Lord Hagen, and don't even think about violating this order.
You didn't get that from me.
How are things?
At the moment, everything is...
Happens sooner or later.
I'm not touching that.
No idea. You tell me.
That's the first I've heard of it.
How's business?
Not so great. Back when the barrier was still in place, times were better. The prisoners would scrape boxes and boxes of ore from the mines, and my ships then brought it to the mainland. On their way back, they bought food and other wares. But now we're cut off from the mainland, and I have to rely on the farmers for supplies.
How do you make...
Right now, I'm living off my savings. But if I can't get back into business, times are going to get rough for me.
What are you doing here?
Who are you then? Looks like you're new and have no idea what's going on around here. They call me Gabrant. That's Mr. Gabrant. Sir, to you. Got it?
I get the...
At least as soon as business starts picking up, you'd make a really good deed. Can you read? Fine. How about your
references?
All right. I shall remember your face. Once trade picks up again, come and see me. I just might have a job for you by then.
I've got my own opinion about that.
I agree with you. Tell me that.
That's the first I've heard of
I've got no time.
I come from our mutual friend Ramirez.
Oh? That Ramirez is a little rat, and he's no friend of mine. Never mind. Did you bring me anything?
That depends on what it is you want.
His decision, wasn't it?
Okay, I'll tell you how it works. You pay 250 gold pieces, then I won't be here at night. If you're too conspicuous and I happen to be in the area, the deal is off.
Howard.
At the moment,
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
That'll never change.
Halt! Only men who are in service to the king may enter the town hall.
I need to...
Do you know how often I...
Things I could tell you.
I've heard a thing or two.
That's the first I've heard of it.
It's not what I heard.
You really didn't deserve that.
Show me.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Will it ever change?
I don't know why you get so worked up.
Will it ever change?
I've heard a thing or two.
You listen to the wrong people.
I've heard a thing or two.
He doesn't see that. He can't help it.
You really didn't deserve that.
There's nothing you can do about it.
You didn't get that from me.
It's really not my problem.
Don't say you didn't know that.
That was obvious all along.
I've heard a thing or two.
There you are.
I want to.
All you have is the. All you have is the one on your belt. You'd better keep it. There you are.
I want
good. Give it a fine. And here's your.
That's not what I heard.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
He simply talks too much.
I hardly know what to believe in.
Yeah, get away from here. Yeah, get away from here.
What are you doing here?
What are you accosting me for? Who are you anyway? Say, don't I know you from somewhere?
Not that I remember.
That's funny. I could have sworn I'd met you before. Never mind. You're all obviously gutter scum anyway. You all look alike somehow.
Maybe so.
Don't get snotty. Who do you think you're talking to anyway? The least you can do is address me in a more appropriate tone. And now get out of my sight.
Yeah, get away from here.
Yeah, get out! Yeah, get out! Yeah, get out!
So you're one of us. Then I got some useful information for you. Some of the houses up here have secret panels that can only be opened by hidden switches. People hide their valuables behind them.
What are you doing?
What do you think, huh?
You're pretty much by yourself.
Yes, and it should stay that way. Once, they wanted to send me to the penal colony because Valerius, the governor, needed another gardener, and so I could stay here. Over time, this garden has become my home, and I'm content with that.
Are you?
A few. I'm growing well.
Show.
Yeah, get away from here.
At the moment, it's quiet.
That's not what I heard.
We can only wait and see.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
You already know what I think.
That's not what I heard.
You must believe everything you hear.
That will never change.
He can't keep anything to himself. Who says things like that? Who says things like that?
Got my own opinion about that. I can't go on like this forever.
Do you really think? It's better to watch out who you tell what.
That's the first I've heard of it. That's the first I've heard of it.
You have to feel sorry.
Hey, you!
Who said that?
That was quite obvious. I wouldn't be so sure.
You already know what I think. Nobody ever asks me.
Works all day, too.
I agree with you completely.
He had better
Hey! About the blood chalices, I've got all 6 chalices now.
Good work. I found a buyer in the meantime. You can have your reward now. Thanks for doing that for me. There's nothing else I have to do for you, but you can learn from me at any time. What's more, there's enough on this island just waiting for a taker.
I've come to pick up my reward.
What's your choice?
Give me the gold. Can you teach me?
Sure, no problem. Just let me know when you're ready.
I want to become more dexterous.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
Really, how interesting.
Martial law is immediately declared in all cities and regions of the realm. All civilian judges hand their duties to the royal paladins, effective immediately. The Honorable Lord Andre is commanded to punish every crime or act of resistance against the king's guards most severely. Every inhabitant of Corinus who is guilty of a crime is to report immediately to Lord Andre.
Who says things like that?
Ah, there.
And he
Show me your...
That's what I've always said. You don't say. Don't tell this to anyone. He simply talks too much. And he works all day, too. I can't take care of everything for everybody.
That's not what my husband thinks.
I don't believe it.
You don't say.
That's not what my husband thinks.
And so he bade Enos leave upon his
You don't say. That's terrible. That's terrible.
What with?
Lousy wet. There you are again.
I want to sell the weapon.
Good. Fine.
You don't say.
That's not what I heard.
Hey.
There's nothing
About-
you can do about it.
These are bad times.
Okay, let's go.
Where?
I witnessed it myself.
He simply talks too much.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
To Onar's farm. Then let's go. Follow me.
Talks too much.
And he works all day too.
It's typical.
He simply talks too much. Really, how interesting.
Don't tell this to anyone.
But so great was the wrath of Beliar that he came across the land and chose the beast.
Can't keep it. That's not what my husband thinks.
Honestly, that's not what I heard.
Everybody knows that's what I've always said.
Nothing makes it me anymore. I'm staying out of it.
I agree with you completely. You really should have known better.
So, here we are. So, the rest of the way you can manage alone. I have to get back to the city. I've got a few things to take care of. Just follow this road here. And remember, stand up for yourself and don't take any crap, and it'll be smooth sailing.
I'm staying out of it.
That's not what I heard.
That's no secret.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I used to say that myself.
I'll never get this open without the right key. What's the matter?
What's the matter? Just look at that mess under the bridge over there. I haven't seen anything like it in my entire life. Those swine should be exterminated, I tell you.
What happened?
I was traveling with my helpers when those horrible brutes came jumping on my cart out of the blue and butchered everybody. I'm lucky that I still know how to dish out a decent right hook, or they would have killed me too.
Who were those people?
The bandits. Who else? They took over the bridge up there. They rob everybody who tries to pass the bridge. I knew they were lurking up there, so I passed under the bridge instead. But my cart and my goods must have been too tempting for them. Those scumbags simply jumped from the bridge directly onto my cart. I should have tried to steal past in the night.
That stuff there under the bridge is yours?
The cart, the goods, everything.
Look, I collected some of your stuff for you.
You can keep it. None of it is really of any value to me. The only thing that's irreplaceable are the 3 stone tablets they stole from me.
Stone tablets?
The water mage in town wants to buy them from me, and I promised he'd get them. I must have them back at any cost, or my reputation will be tarnished.
What would a water mage want with them?
He said he was going to study them, and asked me to bring him more.
Where did you get those stone tablets?
I found them near old buildings, such as mausoleums, or sometimes in caves. I've already sold a whole bunch of them to the water mages in town. They're pretty rare down here, though. I found most of them northeast of Corinus.
Why don't you simply go looking for new ones?
During that melee with the bandits, I sprained my ankle. I can still hobble along, but I don't want to walk very far on this foot.
I need information about a weapons delivery for the bandits.
Weapons delivery? Yes, I know about that. Some swine from the city sold them so many weapons that they could barely carry them all. Some of them are kept on the bridge where those bastards attacked me. The rest of them were probably hauled past Bengar's farm on the high pastures. Maybe the bandits wanted to take them across the pass.
Where are those high pastures?
Orland's Tavern is located just about the center of the island of Corinus. It's called the Dead Harpy. There's a way south from there. It leads to the high pastures and the entrance to the pass to the Valley of Mines.
Are you a citizen of the town?
Haven't been in ages, boy. There's no love lost between me and the corrupt swine in the upper quarter of Corinus. I used to have quite a bit of influence there, you know, but that was months ago.
You managed to drive back the bandits?
Yes, but I'm sure they're still up there on the bridge.
Can you teach me how to hit hard like that?
Of course I can.
Show me how I can hit harder.
All right, but you'll owe me for that. Help me save my reputation and bring back my stone tablets. Then I can show you how to make better use of your strength in combat.
Show me.
I can only sell you something, but I won't leave.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Been there, done that.
Look who's just turned up. The farmer boy. You're just in time.
That was no big deal.
Will it ever change?
That was no big deal.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Who are you? I'm Orlan, the keeper of this here modest tavern. What are you looking for, stranger? Maybe a decent sword, or a good piece of armor? A good swig from the country stills, or just some information? I can give you all that and more, if your coins ring.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Am I being paranoid, or are you staring at my ring?
Well, I'm not quite sure what to make of that.
I couldn't care less.
It's an aquamarine. Ever seen one before?
Yes, I have. Well, welcome to headquarters, brother of the ring. What can I do for you?
I'm not telling you anything new.
Do you know that fellow with the eye patch?
I've seen him here before. Nasty piece of work. Back then, he moved into one of my upstairs rooms, along with a huge crate. He had to be constantly nagged about paying the rent for his room. And even then, he took his own sweet time about it. Then, one day, he vanished, just like that, along with the crate. I don't want anything to do with the likes of him.
That doesn't surprise me.
What kind of armor can you offer me?
I have here a very nice...
I'll think of...
As you like.
How much do you...
For a brother of the ring? Nothing.
That's really not my problem.
How's it? Times have been better. People's purses.
Certainly.
That's really not my problem.
Same old thing all over again.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
I'd have gone about it differently.
He really should have known better.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Same old thing all over again.
You listen to the wrong people.
I've got no time for things like that.
You hardly know who to believe these days. That was obvious all along. Will it ever change?
Tell me that isn't true.
That was obvious all along.
That's no secret.
Do you really believe that?
Somebody wants to know.
Is it really true?
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there.
Things I could tell you.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Is the beer any good here?
It's not exactly the best, but in these bleak times, you can't be choosy.
What are you doing here?
Up until a few weeks ago, I was slaving away on the landowner's fields. One day it just got too much for me, and I took myself out of there straight away. Now I'm my own boss. Everything I own is in this chest here. That's all I need, too. Interested in a little contest?
There's nothing you can do about it.
What kind of a contest would that be?
I call it bottoms up. The rules are quite simple. We take turns ordering a tankard of the best beer the old geezer has to offer. Every tankard has to be drunk dry so that it doesn't even leave a ring if you set it on the table upside down. The last man standing wins. The loser pays the tab and a steak. Well, how about it?
Maybe some other time, when I'm not in a hurry.
Should have known better.
Could I bet on someone else, though?
Certainly. If you finally manage to find someone with the guts to go up against me, then I'll bet with you. Everybody pays the same amount into a pot. The winner gets everything. The size of the stake depends on your purse. Bring me someone who dares to go up against me and you've got a bet.
No one really wants
I've got
to
somebody
hear
who wants to compete against you.
Who might that be?
Randolph.
Randolph the Braggart. All right, why not? Send the wimp to me and the deal stands. You can pick him up again no more than 2 days later. Who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky and he'll be able to stand by then. How big is your bet?
You just have to listen.
100.
That's what I like to hear.
I never knew that.
I've got no time for things
I'll
like
take
that.
your bet and hold it until the contest is over. All right?
Anything new?
And there's more, believe
Here's
me.
my stake.
All right. Don't take too long bringing Randolph here, you hear?
I've got no time for things like that.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Tell me that isn't true.
That's all just gossip.
I'm staying out of it.
I'd have gone about it differently.
I couldn't get away with that. It had to happen sooner or later.
I never knew that. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
It had to happen sooner or later.
I never knew that.
I've got no time for things like that.
That doesn't surprise me.
I used to say that myself.
That's been known a long time.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
That doesn't surprise me.
I couldn't care less.
I agree with you completely.
I used to say that myself.
About those stone tablets, I've got some.
Thank you. That's enough. Now I could keep my promise to the water mage in town and then go home at last. I'll pay you for them, of course. I'm going home now. Come with me if you like. Maybe I can sell you a few things that might interest you when we get there.
How much money do you need for the contest?
10 gold coins.
I'll give you the money to compete against Rukar.
Really? Thank you so much. I'll repay you soon. If I win, I'll even fork out a little more than that. I'll be seeing you.
insisted he knew better.
That was a fine mess you got me into. Now I can play lookout for Rookar again.
Why?
As long as he's holding his little contests in there, it's better if no outsider learns about it. It's not good for business, you see.
Tell me you didn't know that.
I used to say that myself.
How's it? Times have been better, people.
That's not what I heard.
Nobody wants to know.
That's all just gossip.
I used to say that myself.
I never knew that.
Been there, done that.
Is it really true?
It was his decision, wasn't
But no, he insisted he... Is it really true?
I couldn't get away with that.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
No idea. You tell me.
I agree with you completely.
Who are you anyway?
That's none of your business. If I wanted to tell you who I am, I'd have done it already. Got it?
That's the truth.
What do you want from me? Are you still having problems with the city guards?
I'll give you problems, you punk. I'm looking for a fellow. He isn't anywhere to be found in the city, and these losers here don't have a clue either. He's thin, dark-haired, and he usually wears red armor. As far as I know, he used to be a prisoner in the colony. I think his name starts with a D.
You don't have to tell me that.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Is his name maybe Dexter?
It could be that that's his name. I'm not sure. I'll probably only know when I see him.
Anything else?
Yeah, you big mouth. Is there something else? I need weapons, I need provisions, and gold wouldn't be bad either.
Gold? We all want gold.
Could be. And what would you do with it? Drink your way through it in a tavern, or blow it in the brothel if I'm any judge.
And you have a better plan, huh?
You would crawl under a rock if you knew all I've done. So none of that cheek, or I'll shut your big mouth for you.
Didn't you find a weapons dealer in the city?
You can't be serious. They only have junk.
That's...
Here's 10 gold coins.
You poor sucker. You can keep your dough. I have a better idea. There's a cave not far from here. I've been around here before, and I buried my stuff in a few places. The cave is too dangerous for me alone. I want you to help me with it.
Can't rely on it.
Let's visit the cave.
Come with me.
Will it ever change?
That'll never change.
There's nothing you can do about it.
There's enough. One less monster around. All right, friend. Here's the cave. And here's a pick for you. I buried the stuff somewhere in there. X marks the spot. What are you waiting for? Go inside and get the stuff.
What about you then?
Someone has to guard our backs. And now, in you go.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. I think I've found something.
What took you so long? Found anything yet?
Yes, I dug up a small bag of gold.
Give it here.
Here you are.
Great, so they're still there. You're not all that useless after all. Okay, listen. I've buried even more, and I want you to get it for me. Let's see. There's an islet in the small lake with the 2 waterfalls. One of my caches should be there. There are 2 more spots where I buried something further up, in the high pastures. One spot is behind the farm up there, and the other one's next to the entrance to the pass by the waterfalls. There are stairs leading down from the fields of the farmer up there to those of the landowner. There's another cache in the hollow where the stairs end. I'll wait for you at the crossroads by the landowner's fields. Don't fail me. You'll regret that, Buster.
Wait a minute. One more.
First, get...
Where?
Let's see. There...
One less monster around. One less monster around.
Nothing to be had there.
What do we have here? Don't I know you from somewhere?
Who wants to know?
I'm Buster, one of Lee's mercenaries. And you had better be a little nicer to me, or I'll have your hide. All right. What do you want here?
If you say so. I'm on my way to see the landowner.
Indeed. You don't look all that dangerous to me.
You've got that right.
Yep. Over the years, you learn to spot these things, buddy. We get to fight orcs here more often than not. Or the guards from town. Persistent little bastards they are.
Do you mean real orcs? Those big things?
I'm talking about... Just a moment. Are you trying to pull my leg?
Oh, far be that from me.
You worm! You're really asking for it, huh? And come and show me what you've got, you hero!
Anytime.
Come closer then, buddy!
This here is your hut?
Yes. Why? Anything wrong with it?
Don't you have any problems with the mercenaries?
As long as I don't interfere with their business, they'll leave me alone too. Moreover, they're good customers, and I pay them to keep an eye on my house when I'm not home.
Show me how I can hit harder.
Right. Pay attention.
Yeah.
There's a simple trick. When you hit, you don't take strength from your arm, but from your entire body. Turn your hip, bring your shoulder to the front, and stretch out your arm at the same time. If you hit right, you'll notice the difference.
Show
if you want to.
It had to happen sooner or later.
There isn't much.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
That will never change.
That's been going on a long time.
What does he know about duty? All right. You're the better fighter. What do you want?
I want to find out more about the mercenaries in this region.
I can't tell you much about this region. You'd better ask the farmers. And as for us mercenaries, we have a very simple rule. If you can stand your ground, you're in. I think you're made of the right stuff to be one of us. But you shouldn't let it get to your head that you lucked out during our last fight. There are plenty of guys on the farm who are quite a bit better than I am. Sentenza, for one. He guards the entry to the farm. Whatever you do, don't pick a fight with him.
What about this Sentenza?
He'll try to squeeze some gold out of you when you come to the farm. He does that to all newcomers. And if I were you, I'd pay up. That's what I did back then. And the good thing was that he voted for me afterwards. One good turn deserves another, he said. I lost all my gold in the bargain, but it wasn't much to begin with. And I was glad of it in the end. I once watched him beat up a fellow who had decided not to pay him.
Thanks for the hint.
Indeed. Could it be worth anything to you?
Here you are, 5 gold pieces.
Thanks, man. Looks like I can take a few tonight after all. I won't forget this.
I want to...
Anyone who can whack as hard as you shouldn't have too much trouble around here. My vote doesn't count much, since I haven't been here for long. But when Lee asks me, I'll vote for you.
Lee is the leader of the mercenaries, isn't he?
Right. Hey, now I remember where I know you from. You were in the colony, too.
So I was.
I didn't see you when the Big Bang happened. Not for a while before that, either.
I had other problems.
You've missed out on quite a lot, then. Things have changed since we were in the Slammer together.
What became of the mercenaries in the colony?
Once the barrier was gone, Lee let us out of the colony. He said that nothing could happen to us if we all stuck together. And he was right. It wasn't too long before we found ourselves a cozy spot right here. The landowner pays us to beat up the militia from the city, and most of us would have volunteered to do that even without pay. But Onar feeds us all, and we can bide our time until we see a good opportunity to get away from this blasted island.
Can you teach me how to fight better?
I might well be able to give you a hint or two.
All that matters is strength. So don't tell me that.
He really should have known better.
So where are we headed then?
Are you the foreman here?
I'll give you one upside the head, you rascal. If you want to go ambling across my land, you'll pay me 5 gold coins, or you're in for a good thrashing.
Your land? Are you the farmer here?
You can bet on that. Why else would I make you pay me a toll? I don't mind if you go ask the others about me.
Forget it. You won't get anything from me.
Then I'm afraid I'm gonna have to tan your hide.
Come on and try it then.
Well, in that case...
Hello, beautiful maid.
Stop trying to sweet-talk me, boy, and tell me what you want. I'm busy.
How's the field work coming?
Look at these huge fields we have to work, and you know how we're doing. Are you looking for farm work?
No, actually, I want to become a mercenary.
Then you're in the wrong place. You can usually find the mercenaries on the landowner's farm.
Say, the nasty fellow over there.
That's Bronco. What about him?
Is that your farmer?
Ha! Is that what he told you? Sakob is our farmer. Bronco is nothing but a layabout and a good-for-nothing, but strong as an ox. That's why nobody says anything when he doesn't work. The only people who could get him to work are the mercenaries. He's afraid of them.
And apart from that?
I'm busy.
So, still got that big mouth?
Don't beat me, please! I'll even go back to work, okay?
How's it going?
You're not one of us, huh? I'd get out of here if I were you.
Why?
This wasn't a paradise before, but at least we were left in peace as long as we did our work for Sekob. But lately it's become unbearable. Bandits are everywhere, field raiders destroy the entire harvest, and the landowner is getting to be pretty brutal.
Are you afraid of the landowner then?
You bet. If the landowner doesn't like people's faces, he sends his mercenaries after him, and that's the last you see of them. So we prefer to keep our mouths closed.
Shouldn't the mercenaries take care of the field raiders?
I don't know what they're being paid for, but certainly not to help us common people. The field raider problem is left to the small farmers who rent the fields from him.
How do you protect yourselves against the bandits?
We don't. We run away. What else?
Keep your chin up.
That's not so easy.
How are things?
Ah, a new face here on the farm. Has the old skinflint finally granted me an apprentice?
I'm not an apprentice.
Oh, I see. I'm not as young as I used to be, you know, and you aren't here because the...
What's the work you do here?
Oh, I guard the sheep, and the animals are very loyal and very smart, you see. If you treat them well, they'll...
Have you seen any bandits passing through here?
I certainly have. They passed along the edge of the field near Sekob's farm and entered the forest to the north. They were carrying loads of weapons. They looked like they were all set to win the war against the orcs. Well, I'm just glad they stayed away from our farm.
What's the trouble with your neighbors?
The grass on this side of the big field is always so stunted and dry, so I mostly go to the big pastures of the other farmers. Oh, the landowner doesn't mind, but Bengar, the farmer on the high pastures, always makes a big deal out of it when I take the animals up there. He says Sekob should pay if I take his animals onto Bengar's pasture, but Sekob won't spend a measly coin for that, so I can't go up onto the plateau anymore.
Maybe I should talk to Bengar.
You do that for me? What will you tell him? I mean, I don't want any trouble, you hear?
We'll see about that. Where can I find the high pastures in Bengar's farm?
Follow this path and cross the big crossroad. If you stick to the right, you'll see a big outcropping of rock. Behind that, to the right, are the high pastures and the pass.
Everything else all right?
Oh, I can't complain. Thanks for asking.
Well, kiddo?
That's no way for a farmhand to talk to me. Just how often do I have to remind you?
Are you in charge here?
No, I'm only Sekop's son. But once my old man is no longer with us, then all the land you can see here will belong to me.
Amazing. Is that how you...
Of course, they need that. Whoever doesn't toe the line here gets thrashed.
There's this guy who demands a toll from every passerby, claiming he's the farmer.
Yes, I know. That's Bronco. He does whatever he wants. Not that I haven't pounded it into him 1,000 times that he should finally get back to work.
But?
He just doesn't do it. My father's quite annoyed with me that I still haven't managed to persuade him to go back to work.
Maybe I can help you.
Do you mean that? Okay, listen. If you can get Bronco to go back to work, I'll pay you, shall we say, 10 gold pieces? What do you say?
No problem, but I want more money.
All right, 20 gold pieces then.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
but hurry up about it.
Hey, you! Hey, you! So, still got that big...
Don't beat me, I'll even go back to work, okay?
Hey, you! Bronco's back at work.
Really? That's terrific.
Yeah, and now I want my cash.
Well, business is business, right?
Hey, you! I need to talk to your father.
He hasn't got time, but I'm his deputy. What can I help you with?
By introducing me to your father.
You're a real tough guy and a good fighter, huh?
The best.
I think maybe I better get him then.
Never mind, boy. I'll find him, I'm sure.
If you say so.
Hey! So what do you...
Stand guard. The filthy only last... If I could get my hands on one of them...
But of course. Why don't the mercenaries help you against the militia?
Before they even turn up, I've already driven them off.
Has anyone blown your nose for you today?
Leave me alone, you idiot.
Hey, you! Everything all right with you?
Well, it's so-so. My back hurts from all this hard labor. What are you doing here? I don't get visitors here all that often. Usually it's either some cutthroats from the mountains or those horrible militia soldiers from the city. They've been raiding our farm rather frequently lately, but you don't look like you're one of them, or are you?
What are you doing here?
I've been asking myself that for several years. Sekab, my husband, has fallen out with everyone in the area by now. He's in debt everywhere, and so he steals goods from Onar's stocks and sells them in town. By now, he's accumulated a fortune with his underhanded dealings, and he works our field hands until their backs break. His own people call him nothing but slave driver these days. I'm not particularly proud to call myself the wife of Sekab. Believe me, sometimes I wish the barrier were still in place. Would you like to buy something to eat? Or perhaps something for hunting in the forest?
What can you offer me?
What do you want?
Barrier?
Well, it's the dome that used to enclose the old Valley of Mines. Many of the farmers and workers who committed a crime back then were simply tossed in there, and they never came back.
Why did the militia attack you on your farms here?
Because there's nobody there to prevent them from simply plundering our farms instead of buying our goods. The king is far away, and we just have to put up with working for Onar and hoping that Onar will send help when we really need it.
What does Onar's help look like?
Sometimes we receive warning in advance when some militiamen are planning to pay us a visit on their own account to rob us. Then we send somebody to the old landowner to ask him for help. And then usually, it doesn't take long for the mercenaries he pays to come here and chase off the militia. But when all is said and done, the mercenaries aren't much better.
Have you ever been at the barrier?
No, we only heard about it. Bengar, the farmer on the high pastures, can surely tell you more about that. His farm is quite close to the pass which leads to the Valley of Mines.
How can I get to Bengar's farm?
Go ask Balthazar. He's our shepherd. He sometimes leads his animals too. He'll be able to tell you how to get there.
Keep your chin up.
Take care of yourself and don't let them get to you.
What are you doing on my land? There's nothing here to steal. Clear off.
Isn't there a piece of land in this blasted country that doesn't belong to anyone?
Go to work. Then maybe someday you can call a piece of land your own. But until then, kindly loaf around somewhere else.
Listen.
I don't have any work for you at the moment. Now go.
Listen.
I don't have any work.
Where do you think you're going?
I wanted to have a look around, that's all.
There's a heap of trouble here for men like you. Are you telling me you just want to look around? Ha! So you're headed for the farm. Why else would you have trudged all the way here, So don't give me any of that bullshit, and let me search you and you can go on your way.
Just keep your fingers to yourself.
Or what?
Or you won't be able to search anyone for quite a while.
We'll see about that.
Show him now! Show him! Watch out! Finish him! Finish him! Don't stop now! Finish him! Don't stop now!
Don't try that again. All right, you win. What do you want?
I have come to join you.
Nice for you. Do you understand that the mercenaries are going to vote whether you get to join them or not?
Will you vote for me?
Just because you beat me? No.
And? How are things?
Not many people come this way, but up to now, every one of them has paid my toll, except you.
Things I could tell you. Know how to hold a sword.
No one really wants to hear it.
That all along would have thought of that himself. I never knew that.
Hey, where you think you're going?
To the house, of course.
Onar pays us not to let guys like you in here.
I want to talk to Lee.
What do you want from him?
I want to join the mercenaries.
Fresh cannon fodder. Then go on in. Lee's in the right wing. Don't even think about wandering around anywhere else. But above all, leave Onar alone. He doesn't like it when people talk to him without being asked. Especially not guys like you.
Opinion about that. He didn't get that from me.
That's all just gossip. I'd have gone about it differently. Never would have thought of that.
Nobody wants to know. You have to step in and sort things out.
That's not what I heard.
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
I'm not telling you anything new. That's not what I heard.
I absolutely must talk to the paladins in town. Can you help me get to them?
What's your business with the paladins?
That's a long story.
I've got time.
Zardoz sent me on a mission. He wants me to obtain a powerful amulet, the Eye of Immerse.
So you're still allied to that necromancer. I see. And the paladins have this amulet?
As far as I know, yes.
I can help you get to the paladins, but first you need to become one of us.
How can you help me get to the paladins?
Trust me, I've got a plan. I think you're the right man for it. I'll take you to the paladins, and you'll do me a favor. But first, join us.
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace.
What is your offer going to look like?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
I want to join you.
I'd hope you say that. I can use every able man here. The last mercenaries I accepted have done nothing but stir up trouble. In principle, you can start right away. Well, first there's one or two things we need to get straight, but it's no big deal.
What do I have to get straight before I can join you?
Onar, the landowner, is the one who employs us. You can only stay on the farm with his approval. And then there's the boys. I can only accept you if a majority of the mercenaries agree that you join us. But don't go to Onar before everything is straightened out. He's a very impatient fellow.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
Sure.
He got caught by the paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines with a penal convoy. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with paladins and orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him. But the way things are, there's no point. Poor devil.
How can I convince the mercenaries to vote me in?
By doing what is expected of you as a mercenary, I should say. Talk to Torloff. He's usually outside in front of the house. He'll put you to the test. If you can pass that, you should have earned a large part of the necessary respect. He'll tell you everything else you need to know.
What do you know about the Ring of Water?
I might have known. You just have to mingle in everything, don't you?
Come on, tell me.
I'm only marginally involved in this. I know that this secret guild exists here and that the water mages are behind it. Since the fall of the barrier, I am no longer bound to the agreement I came to with the water mages back then. Of course, I still help when I can, But most of the time, I have my own problems and barely any time for other things. If you want to know more about it, you should probably talk to Cord. He's one of them, as far as I know.
Everything fine with you?
So, you want to join us then, hmm? Do you even have a decent weapon?
How did you end up with the mercenaries?
I came with Silvio from the south. We belong to an army of mercenaries which fought against the orcs.
What's your opinion of Silvio?
He's a dangerous fella, and many of the mercenaries who came with him this far listen to what he says. Better not pick a fight with him.
What's your opinion of Lee?
I think that the only thing Lee is really interested in is getting away from this island. He wants to go to the mainland. Seems to have a bone to pick with someone there. At any rate, he does a far better job than Silvio ever could. Moreover, he's a good leader. Most of the time, we can do whatever we want here.
Would you mind if I joined you?
Once you have passed the test, I shall vote for you.
What weapons do you have to offer?
Only the best. Just take a look at them.
What do you want from me?
I want to join the mercenaries.
Oh, and why do you think I should be in favor of you being accepted here?
That's the first I've heard. I wouldn't be so sure.
I'd gone about it differently.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
He said you would help me.
Fine, so here we go. There are two things you have to do before you can join us. First, you have to prove that you're capable of mastering the tasks that you will have to fulfill as a mercenary. I'll put you to the test. And second, you have to earn the respect of the other mercenaries.
Really didn't deserve that.
Well, how can I earn the respect of the other mercenaries?
For most of them, it'll be enough if you fulfill your task and pass my test. But you'll have to find some other way of convincing some of them. Some will try and exploit your situation, and others may not like your mug. You should try to get along with as many of the boys as possible. But if nothing else helps, then you can always take part in a duel. If you win, you'll earn the respect of most of them. But watch out that you don't kill one of them by accident, because then you'll have a big problem.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
What are the rules for a duel?
Quite simple. Both opponents have to have the opportunity to draw their weapons before the first blow. You can't just go and belt one of the men without warning. There has to be some sort of spoken challenge, an insult, or another reason to fight. None of the other men will interfere in a fight like that, unless one of the two gets killed in the duel.
What about you? Will you vote me in?
If you can prove that you can fulfill the duties of a mercenary, yes.
Nobody ever asks. You mustn't believe everything you hear.
You hardly know who to believe these days. See that? That's all just gossip.
What are my duties as a mercenary?
Onar hired us for two reasons. He wants us to keep the militia off his back, and he wants us to keep things in order on his farms. That includes collecting the rent when the small farmers won't pay. So, what'll it be?
That's no secret.
I'll deal with the militia, don't worry.
The farmer Bengar has complained that lately the militia from the city has been getting on his nerves. They're pressuring the farmer, probably trying to make him break with Onar. I want you to go to his farm and make it clear to the militia that they have no business there. Questions?
How can I find Bengar's farm?
In the southwest of the valley is a big stairway that leads to a high plain. That's where Bengar's farm is. If you get lost, ask the farmers in the fields how to find your way around the area.
Can you help me improve my abilities?
I could show you how to use your strength better in close combat. That's the first I've heard of it. A lot of fighters are very weak because they don't have the technique to use their strength properly. The same is true for dexterity and ranged weapons.
I agree with you completely. Who would have thought of that?
I want to
listen to the wrong people. You didn't get that from me. I'm not touching that. You listen to the wrong people. I'm not telling you anything new. I'd have gone about it differently. Don't say you didn't. You have to step in and sort things out.
How's it?
The militia, the king may think he can get away with it.
In town, they're talking about a peasants' revolt.
Nonsense. We aren't doing anything except defending what we've worked hard for. It's certainly true that the war is being fought on the backs of the peasants. But Onar is no longer prepared to just stand by and watch while the king bleeds us dry.
Can I rest somewhere around here?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the barn. But don't lie down in a mercenary's bed by mistake. Onar makes sure that they leave us farmers alone. But with strangers who don't belong on the farm, the mercenaries can do whatever they like.
I'm not telling you anything new. That doesn't surprise me. He doesn't even know how to hold his.
How are things?
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible.
I used to deal in swamp weed back in the colony. Remember?
Nobody will learn anything from me.
And what are you dealing in now?
Ah, don't ask. I brought a whole package of swamp weed with me from the mining colony. Many of the mercenaries like a little smoke now and then. I've earned a small fortune on the side. But some bastard stole all the weed from my chest. I'm pretty sure it was that Bodo. He bunks in the same room as me, and he always grins at me like such an idiot.
What are you going to do about the thief, then?
One of these days, I'll catch him puffing away on my weed. And then, I'll find a quiet spot and teach him a lesson he won't forget. If I knock him down here in the middle of the yard, the other farmers will notice, and I'll pay an arm and a leg.
How come?
Quite simple. We can't rough up the farmers, otherwise Lee makes us pay a heavy fine. That's the way Onar wants it. And the more witnesses there are, the more of a fuss there is. That makes things more expensive. So I'll pull the thing off nice and inconspicuously.
I want to join Lee's people.
Lee's people? If Lee keeps on this way, they soon won't be his anymore.
Why?
Lee has always been a quiet one. It was that way in the colony, too. But lately, he's overdoing it. He just wants to sit here and wait until the paladins drop dead from starvation. Silvio thinks we should clean up a bit on the small farms and outside the city. I think that would make for an excellent change. At the moment, most of us are just twiddling our thumbs here. Do you want to join up anyway?
I want to become one of you no matter what.
You already know that we take a vote on every new recruit.
What are you hinting at?
Well, I haven't had anything to smoke in a long time. Bring me a few swamp weed reefers and you got my vote. You can surely scare some up someplace.
Sure.
I don't...
You listen to the wrong people.
Do you really think? Nobody ever asked for my opinion. I don't believe this is gonna change. Of course we got him in the end.
Cypher told me somebody stole a package of swamp weed from him.
And?
He thinks you're the one who took it.
Oh, that's why the guy is always gawping at me so stupidly. I've been extra friendly to him lately because he seems to have hit a rough spot. But there was nothing I could do. I'd look at him friendly-like and he'd stare at me like he wanted to kill me.
It can't go on like this forever.
He doesn't even know how to. That was obvious all along.
Of course we got him in the end.
Would have thought of that himself.
I do not sell any weapons. Khaled does. He's in the house with Onar.
What kinds of weapons do you make?
Plain swords at the moment, not much else. But if I had some magic ore, I can forge weapons that are better than all comparable weapons made from regular old steel. You wouldn't happen to know where to find some around here. Besides in the Valley of Mines, I mean.
No.
Of course not.
Are you with the farmers or the mercenaries?
You're pulling my leg, aren't you? I was just curious. Have you ever seen a farmer who also forges weapons?
No.
Then why do you ask such stupid questions? I want to stop blabbering then. Teach me. As long as you aren't one of us, I'll be damned if I tell you the secret. Only very few blacksmiths know it at all, and I believe that not even the smiths in. And that's a good thing too. Otherwise, those boozers of the city guard.
What about forging equipment?
What do you need?
That was no big deal.
Hey, hello. I'm new here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not really in the mood for
You're awfully busy, huh?
You can say that again. Bennett makes so many weapons that I can hardly keep up with the polishing.
No one really wants to.
What can you...
This is Onar's farm. That big building is his house. He vacated a wing for the mercenaries. We farmers have had to bunk in the barn ever since. But it's all right with me. It's good that we have people who guard the farm. The building here is the kitchen. Maybe you'll be lucky and Thekla will have something for you to eat.
What about the mercenaries?
Onar hired them to keep the city militia off our backs. But they also guard the farm, the sheep, and us farmers. So don't even think about stealing anything or rummaging around in somebody's chest. They're just waiting for a chance to knock you down.
Can I buy weapons from you?
I don't have much. We take almost all the swords and axes into Onar's house.
Tell me that isn't true.
I agree with you completely.
I used to say that myself.
There've been all kinds of rumors. You have to feel sorry.
Listen to the wrong people.
What are you smoking there?
Want a toke?
As if I didn't have enough problems.
Sure.
Listen to the wrong people.
There's more, believe me.
Do you really think? It's better to watch out.
He doesn't see that.
Not bad, huh?
Where did you get the stuff?
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy. Nobody ever asks me.
He doesn't see that. I can't help him.
I have my sources.
As if I didn't have enough problems.
That's been known a long time.
Do you do anything besides smoke?
Not at the moment.
Nothing's ever going to change that.
I want to join the mercenaries. Do you mind?
I say that myself.
Who cares?
Let's wait and see what happens.
Cypher told me that someone stole a package of swamp weed from him. Would you know anything about that?
No.
Who said that? I could have told you that before.
That's really not.
Where's the package?
What do I know?
Nothing's ever going to change that.
You listen to the wrong people.
That will never change.
There've been all kinds of rumors. As if I didn't have enough of them.
That was obvious all along. Nothing amazing.
Hey, you! I know who took your weed.
Who? Was it that Bodo?
No, one of the mercenaries did it. Dar.
That bastard. Where is he?
Finding him won't help you. He doesn't have the package anymore. He sold it in Corinus.
Where is he?
Behind the kitchen building on the corner.
I'll flatten him.
Same old thing all over again.
Nobody ever asks me.
Telling you anything new.
That was no big deal.
Thanks for the gold. You hero.
Nothing amazing to me anymore.
Wait a minute.
It's no secret.
It's totally obvious.
You really gave Dar what for? Are you feeling better now?
Sooner or later.
Yeah, that felt good.
Well, we'll
Not
see
to
the next
him,
time.
I suppose.
The little beggar has no business going through my chest.
As if I didn't have enough problems. Why haven't I heard about this before?
That's all just gossip.
Blabbermouth, you told Cypher I took his weed. Like hell will I vote for you.
I'm staying out of it.
I wouldn't have done it.
Where's the...
What do I...
Some problems solve themselves.
You listen to the wrong people.
No one really wants
I'll knock it out of you.
Relax, I'm way too stoned to fight with you.
That was no big deal.
Here, first take a big toke.
Nothing you can do about it.
Where's the package?
What do I know?
Can't rely on that.
As if I didn't have enough of them. You should have known that.
That's all just gossip.
That's exactly what I said. You better watch out.
That's been going on a long time.
There's all kinds of rumors.
Well, we'll see the next time.
No idea. Tell me. As if I didn't have enough.
Where's the package?
Okay. I sold it to some bum in town. It was at the harbor. I can't remember what he looked like.
Could it be that you need another thrashing?
Honest, man, I was totally stoned. I don't have the slightest idea what the guy looked like. It was at the harbor near the boat builders. That's all I can remember.
Is it really true?
You just have to listen. Better watch out.
He doesn't see that. I can't help it.
That's the truth.
That's nothing. That's exactly what I said.
I'm not telling you anything new. That's
Hey!
my problem.
What he wants to know.
About the swamp. Here's a few stalks for you.
Oh, you are my man. You've got my vote.
I can't believe that.
Hey!
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Hello, pretty girl.
Just where did you escape from?
They say you are revolting against the king.
My father has decided that it's time we defended ourselves. The militia never helped us anyway. They only came here to drag off our provisions.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
What kind of work is to be had here on the farm?
My father pays money to all the men who help defend the farm. Are you interested? You don't look like someone who has a passion for field labor.
How much does your father pay?
You'd have to negotiate that with him. All I know is that each mercenary here gets paid every day.
Are there any rules here that I should stick to?
You don't touch anything here that isn't yours. You stay away from the areas that are none of your business. And if you must pick a fight, stick to the mercenaries. If you start a brawl with the farmers, everybody here will be against you.
What's your job here?
I sell the goods that we produce. If you want to buy something, just let me know. But let me warn you, I won't stand for either haggling or stealing, understood?
He really said that. That's really not my problem.
A few days ago, my father decreed that we're no longer allowed to sell anything in town. So now I'm staying here on the farm and selling my wares to What can I offer you?
Nothing amazes me anymore. I never knew that. That doesn't surprise me.
I couldn't care less.
That was obvious. Listen to the wrong people.
Damn it. What's up?
Nobody wants to know.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
What's up?
Since Onar announced he was hiring mercenaries, the court's been overflowing with nothing but rogues. All the rabble who didn't have the guts to come out of the woods before are here now. The bastards really came from everywhere.
The mercenaries came from everywhere?
Most of them came from the penal colony. Another group of mercenaries came from the south, where they were probably hunting orcs. I bet that a few of the bandits from the mountains have shown up as well by now to get a free meal, huh?
That wasn't so bad. I can't help it. I never knew that time.
Of course we got him in the end.
Nobody will. I agree with you completely.
If you have a problem with wolves or field raiders, go talk to one of the younger mercenaries. You can come to me when the paladins show up here.
What?
Whenever one of you peasants comes to me, it's always about slaughtering innocent beasts.
I'm not a peasant.
Oh? What is it you want then?
I want to become a mercenary.
You look more like someone who'd been born to work in the field, boy. Can you wield a weapon then? So, how about one-handed weapons?
I'm not so bad at that.
And two-handed weapons then?
I'm surely gonna get better.
Well, at least you're not a damn beginner. All right, I'm gonna vote you in. Whatever else you need to know, you can learn from me.
What should I learn first, one-handed or two-handed combat?
Those two types of arms are rather similar. As soon as you reach the next level with one type of weapon, you automatically learn for the other as well. If, for instance, you're good at fighting with one-handed swords, but still a beginner with two-handed weapons, your two-handed skills will go up as well whenever you train with a one-hander. If you train with one type of weapon only, you'll find the training more exhausting. If you always train both, you'll arrive at the same result with less effort. In the end, the outcome will be the same either way. It's your choice.
I've heard that you belong to the Ring of Water.
What rat has not been able to keep his big trap shut?
Lee told me about it.
Looks like I've got a deal with you now, doesn't it? All right, so what do you need? And be damn careful about what you tell me. For if I don't like what I hear, I just might skin you alive.
You listen to the wrong people.
I don't really need anything. I'll get along by myself.
If that's what you want, you had your chance. And woe betide you if I hear that you can't keep your trap shut. And I'm only saying this once, understand?
Nobody will learn anything from me.
What are the advantages of one-handed or two-handed weapons?
A good question. I see you've given the subject some thought. One-handed weapons are faster, but a little weaker. Two-handers cause more damage, but you can't strike as fast. Also, you need more strength to wield a two-hander. This means additional training. The only way to become really good is to invest a lot of effort.
Teach me.
I can train you to use a one-handed sword, but you're not good enough yet to wield a two-hander. I don't waste my time with
That's all just gossip.
You've become better already. Keep it up.
You didn't get that from me.
Hey! What are you doing here?
Guarding sheep. And if possible, staying out of trouble.
Doesn't always work, does it?
Nah, especially not with the mercenaries. I'm really glad to be out here in the pasture, although it can be dangerous too.
What's so dangerous in the pasture?
There's a small pack of wolves that roams the area. Lately, the damn beasts have come by and eaten one of my sheep almost every day. A few days ago, I had almost twice as many sheep. I don't want to think what Onar will do to me when he finds out.
Why didn't you tell the mercenaries about the wolves? I thought they worked for you.
Yeah, I know. I should have done that, but I didn't, damn it. And now, with so many sheep gone, I'm afraid to tell anyone about it at all.
But you just told me.
I'm already regretting that, too.
What if I kill those wolves?
You? By yourself? I don't believe it. I'd sooner trust my bellwether to do that.
Forget it. It was just a suggestion. I'll go over to the boys and see what they say about it.
Wait a minute. Okay, you're the greatest and you can take on 100 wolves at once, no problem. Mostly they lurk between the trees near the pasture. I think there were only 4.
Nothing there. Nothing to plunder. Nothing to be had there. Hey, you! I've done in the wolves.
You did it! Thank Immerse. But now I still don't know how to tell Onar that all those sheep are gone. It's all that damn Bulko's fault.
What did you say about Bulko?
He's one of the mercenaries. It was actually his job to guard the pasture. But instead, he and his pal Silvio hang around Thekla in the kitchen all day. It's that bastard's fault if I don't get paid for weeks because of the lost sheep. I wish I could at least punch him in the mouth for it, but nobody stands a chance against him. The guy's a killer.
How are...
I'm fine.
Hey! Can I buy a sheep?
Anytime, if you can pay the price. A sheep will cost you 100 gold pieces. If you pay, you can take a sheep, but you have to treat it well.